The SIU basically chose not to invoke their mandate. They said that the injuries to Patrick Tomchuk didn't meet their threshold for serious injury.
Tonight, a disturbing video emerges from an incident between an Indigenous suspect and Hamilton police.
We come here to make sure that everybody understands that we can all stand together. In our territories, they're proposing a pipeline that'll add to the catastrophes that we're living in.
Wet'suwet'en hereditary chiefs stop in Mohawk country as they bring their anti-pipeline message across Canada.
There was nobody living here who didn't know how to tan a moose hide.
And a Winnipeg camp brings new life to a traditional art. Good evening, I'm Melissa Ridge and welcome to APTN National News. We start with disturbing video of Hamilton police beating an Indigenous man, leading to calls for change. A warning, this video is graphic in nature. CHCH News in Hamilton obtained this video showing officers stomping on suspect Patrick Tomchuk during an arrest. It was filmed at a local gas station on May 26, 2022, and eventually Tomchuk was charged with crimes. Emily Taylor is a video journalist with CHCH. She joins us now with some details. Emily, thanks so much for joining us. What can you tell us about this video? Where did it come from? How did you end up with it? How did this all happen?
Definitely. So the video was filmed by a witness who saw the arrest happen at a Hamilton Mountain gas station back on May 26th. This person, to my knowledge, has actually remained anonymous through this entire process. Now, it came to be that it was passed on to the Hamilton police, and then I saw it when it was played in court. So actually, the bail hearing for the man arrested, Patrick Tomchuk, the lawyer had played it twice at this courthouse. So it's been a process to get it released and to get access to it, but that's sort of how we came to find it. This video, you can tell, is filmed from inside of a car. So the person is watching the event happening. You can hear their voice in the background as they're commenting on it, as what's going on. And it's quite graphic and quite violent. So you can see right from the beginning, several people who we now know to be plainclothes police officers are hitting and kicking Patrick Tomchuk. They bring him right to the ground, and he's visibly unconscious at one point. He's not resisting arrest at that point either. And the officers continue to hit him. You do at one particular point see a man in a black t-shirt walk around the scene that's happening and then continue to put his foot on the head of Patrick Tomchuk. So he was the one that ended up being charged in the end, actually. So again, that was passed over to police and then became public.
Why did Patrick's family want this video shared?
Definitely. So, I mean, it is extremely violent and extremely graphic. So when it was first showed in the courthouse, many people left before it played. The other ones who were there said they were very uncomfortable to see it. Many were crying, but they still did want it shared. The family believes that having video evidence is probably one of the only reasons this one officer ended up being charged at all. And that without it, the word of this man with a criminal record wouldn't have been taken seriously over an officer. Yeah. So they said they want it shared so that other people are able to see these things and these acts of violence are happening. They're happening right here in Hamilton, in our community.
Do we know why were they even attempting to apprehend Mr. Tomchuk? Had he been charged with anything?
Yeah, so actually, I believe it was flight from police at that point. There were several people being arrested, and he has since been charged with several things, including it was theft of a few vehicles, it was then assault, it was then resisting arrest and things like that. And he has already been known to police. He does have several criminal charges for mostly things like stealing vehicles.
Okay. Now, Special Investigations Unit has chose to not look into this. What's up with that?
Definitely. So when this video was first brought forward to police, they actually were the ones to contact the SIU. So the SIU basically chose not to invoke their mandate. They said that the injuries to Patrick Tomchuk didn't meet their threshold for serious injury. From there, the police then took over an internal investigation, though, and that's how we ended up with this one officer charged.
What's been the reaction to the video being made public?
Definitely. So there's been such a variance of reactions, such a strong reaction from the Hamilton community. From the police chief himself, he had seen this video prior to it becoming public and has called it disturbing and has made commitments to work with Indigenous communities here in Hamilton. That, to my knowledge, hasn't come with a set of distinct, we're going to do this, this, and this, but rather more of an open channel of communication. The family has been asking for specific things, though, namely like body cameras and tangible differences that would for policing. But those haven't been made commitments yet. I think that the family is quite relieved to see this video out there, no matter how hard it is to see, so that people are able to see what's happening. And the reaction's been shocking. It's been shock. It's been surprise. It's been people saying, you know what, I'm not shocked and surprised, but that overall this is not the way that our police force should be conducting itself.
Right. Emily, we thank you for taking time out of your busy day to share this with us. Thanks so much.
Thank you for having me.
We want to hear what you think about that or any of the stories that we bring you. We're always interested in having you join the conversation. Here's how you can. Send your emails to news@aptn.ca. You can leave a comment on aptnnews.ca. You can also find us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, and TikTok. Follow APTN News to join the conversation and see all of our latest stories. Well, we have a sad update tonight on a story that we brought you about an Indigenous woman missing since spring. The British Columbia coroner has confirmed Friday that a body found months ago is that of 20-year-old Tatiana Harrison. Police say the body of a young woman found on May 2nd at a dry dock area is in fact Harrison. Her mother had reported her missing on May 3rd, so the next day, but it had taken till now to actually identify those remains. Natasha Harrison has alleged that she ran into red tape and jurisdictional hassles, which delayed the search for her daughter. Authorities initially pushed the case to RCMP in Surrey, where Tatiana was last known to reside. Richmond RCMP say that she was found on a yacht stored at a marina. Investigators say her death is not being treated as suspicious. Well, to Alberta now. One person is dead and another in critical condition after a confrontation with the Alberta RCMP near Saddle Lake Cree Nation on Monday morning. Alberta's RCMP K Division reports that they confronted a pair of suspects in several investigations at the Saddle Lake Cree Nation. The interaction ended in the Smoky Lake area, they say. Officers shot and killed one person, critically wounded the other. The Alberta Serious Incident Team is now investigating. The names of the two people has not yet been released. Well, construction of the controversial Coastal GasLink pipeline in northern BC is underway. Meanwhile, Wet'suwet'en hereditary chiefs have been visiting First Nations across Canada to build solidarity against the project. This past weekend, they stopped in Mohawk territory in Quebec. Amelia Fournier has that story.
About 30 community members ceremony in Ganawage and talks with the chiefs inside the Ganawage Longhouse on Saturday.
And it must be noted that what we do is to protect for everybody. We always say for the betterment of all. We don't say just for the betterment of the Wet'suwet'en.
Chief Namak spoke about the effects of continued police presence on their territory, or the Yinta, including an interruption of traditional activities. And even though 20 band councils have approved the construction of the pipeline, Namak says hereditary chiefs remain opposed to the pipeline to protect traditional Wet'suwet'en territory.
We come here to make sure that everybody understands that we can all stand together. In our territories, they're proposing a pipeline that'll add to the catastrophes that we're living in.
Ganawage marks the fourth stop on their cross-country tour. So far, hereditary chiefs say that talks have highlighted how much they have in common with other First Nations. And one stop even provided a cautionary tale. Hereditary Chief Gistewe said that their visit to Amjinan First Nation, located in Ontario's Chemical Valley, reminded him of the urgency of their mission.
And a lot of places where they told the natives there they're not going to pollute the river there, and to this day they can't even drink the water.
He said he's worried Wet'suwet'en territory will have the same fate.
I'd like to see the natives Kitimat go up to where we were the other day, we're by the river. They can't drink the water there, and there's pipelines everywhere. They're living on a time bomb there, and there's nothing the natives can do about it there.
Where we come from, we drink out of our rivers, our creeks, and our lakes. There are not many places on this planet that you could actually do that. We need to stand up and protect what is left.
Ganawage residents prioritized that the hereditary chiefs answer media questions. Namak said they were visiting to share their experiences, not to advise on future actions.
Do you know in our law it's actually illegal for us to tell another nation what to do? That's an act of war. We will never direct another nation. Canada is trying to direct us. They are another nation. We are a nation.
Chief Namak says he hopes the situation will resolve peacefully and that police will be out of the Yinta soon. Emilia Fournier, APTN National News, Ganawage, Quebec.
We need to take a quick break, but coming up, a new camp in Kitchener is encouraging Indigenous kids to take up science, technology, engineering, and yes, even math.
Like, it was nice meeting new people and like making new friends.
Welcome back. 65% of Nunavumi list Inuktitut as their first language. Our Kent Driscoll introduces us to an Inuk woman who didn't learn Inuktitut till adulthood. This is from Iqaluit earlier this year.
In Nunavut, Inuit language is a fact of life. 68% of residents list Inuktitut or the Western dialect Inuinnaqtun as their mother tongue, and it's used in everyday life. Here you say Uladkut, not good morning. You say Kanuipi, not how is it going. It even makes it to the stage at Christmas time. The 12 days of Christmas sounds different when the 5 golden rings are replaced by 5 narwhal. The Liberal Indigenous Language Protection Act will have to account for that. Here in Nunavut, there's already a department dedicated to the enhancement and protection of Inuit language, and they know what they want from the feds.
But we need more support financially. And I really believe this act will really help us we need more instructors in our language and people who can train, and also linguists in that field. So especially researchers. We really need researchers.
All of Nunavut's Inuit language dialects are called Inuktitut. Indigenous language is a part of the fabric of Nunavut society and the law. To work here, a federal act will have to account for that.
Our legislation is very different from other. For one, it's the only kind in Canada that recognizes Inuktitut as same status as English and French.
Inuktitut is a living language, growing and evolving. For the Department of Culture and Heritage, something as simple as naming the internet in Inuktitut is a multi-year process.
A term, internet. There's a new term that was created, which was an old traditional term that was used by shamans that would travel by spirit outside in the atmosphere. So they use that term for internet.
What's that word?
Iqaqivik.
Inuit language may be strong compared to other Indigenous languages, but the goal in Nunavut isn't just preservation. The Nunavut Agreement says Inuit have the right to work in their own language, the right to learn in their own language, the right to receive services in their own language. And if the Federal Indigenous Protection Act can help with that, it will be welcome here in Nunavut. Kent Driscoll, APTN National News, Iqaluit.
So happy to see that story again. Well, a nonprofit organization in Whitehorse released 10 calls to action to tackle the Yukon's housing crisis before winter comes there. Safe at Home Society provides supports for low-income and vulnerable people in the territory. Much of the population they serve are Indigenous. Their 10 calls to action include prohibiting no-cause evictions under Yukon's Residential Landlord and Tenant Act, as well as regulating short-term and vacation rentals in Whitehorse. Recent data from the Society shows more than 200 people are experiencing homelessness in Whitehorse. 64 of them are children.
The face of homelessness is changing, and we're not feeling that all of the tools that we have at our disposal are being dispatched. Like, we need to be treating this as a crisis as though people's lives depend on it, because they do.
Indigenous kids in Kitchener, Ontario are getting an opportunity to learn some technical and creative skills over the summer break. APTN's Annette Francis stopped in to catch some of those activities.
These kids are busy designing a safe way for their egg to survive the egg drop experiment. Fun, games, and learning is what this camp is all about.
STEM for a lot of individuals doesn't seem accessible. Either you're, a science or a math kid, or you're an arts kid. And that's not necessarily true. So science, technology, engineering, and math, it's whatever you want to make of it. So the camp allows them to explore different career opportunities and realize that they're capable of way more than they may think of. Just because they don't like math doesn't mean they can't one day be an astronaut.
It's the last day for approximately 40 kids who participated in the week-long STEM camp at the Anishinaabe Outreach Center. 9-year-old Amara enjoyed the week.
It was nice meeting new people and making new friends.
Is there anything, the activity that you liked?
I liked making slime, and I liked the beading activities that they did.
And it's down to the final experiment, the egg drop.
The point of the egg drop is so that they can figure out how to engineer a safe vessel to protect their eggs. So similar to how astronauts go into space and we have to protect them, we have to protect our egg from landing up high, our space, into our atmosphere and onto our ground. So they engineer and build, and then they see who survives based on how well they did.
This group was over the moon because not even a crack could be found on their egg. 8-year-old Gunnar says it was a great week and the best summer camp yet. His favorite was the coding.
They're like little robots, and they have color sensors on them. So if red, green, blue, black, it would make turbo boost.
Although this camp is over, the friendships, memories, and new interests ignited here will last a lifetime. Annette Francis, APTN National News, Kitchener, Ontario.
That brought back some really good memories of egg drops here with the studio crew. We have to take another break, but still ahead, updates on wildfires, plus some lucky Winnipeggers learn how to tan moose hide for leather.
All these people are going to learn much more from their hands than they're going to learn from me talking about it.
Welcome back. It's time now for our photo of the day. Wide open sky and fields of yellow. Great shot here, shaved by Dave Menzies of the Canola Bloom in Dauphin, Manitoba. How are you enjoying your summer? We want to see, send us your shot, some of your adventures. You can email them to share@aptn.ca to be featured as our photo of the day. And don't forget to give us some location and description. Now let's take a look at tomorrow's weather forecast. Off to the east, we got 15 in showers for St. John's, 22 and a mix of sun and cloud in Fredericton. Nain, 23 in sunny skies. Kuujjuaq, some showers, maybe some rain, 19 degrees there. Settles, 19 for you as well, but sunny skies. Quebec City, 23 in sunshine. Peterborough, rain and 27. North Bay, sunshine and 26. Kapuskasing, 22 with a chance of showers. Sunshine for Sioux Lookout, 22. 22 and sunny there for Thompson and Norway House as well, and same with you over in the Paw. 24 and sunny for Winnipeg, 25 and sunshine for Brandon and Dauphin. 28 and sunshine for Regina, Saskatoon, 26 and sunny. Sun continues up north in Saskatchewan as well, 24 for Stony Rapid and La Ronge. Lots of sun for northern Alberta, 27 in high level to Fort Chip and Fort McMurray. 29 in sunshine for Red Deer, 33 and a mix of sun and cloud for Medicine Hat. 32 for Kamloops with a chance of showers, same with you in Penticton. 32 in sunshine for Smithers, Prince Rupert, 21 in sunny skies. 20 in sunshine for Watson Lake, Whitehorse, chance of showers, 21 degrees there. Wauhee, showers and 18. Norman Wells, cloud, 16 degrees. Fort McPherson, 16 and showers. Palatec, 17 and rain. 24 in sunshine for Baker Lake. For Whale Cove, you're looking at 23 in sunny skies, same with you in Arviat. Pangertown, 10 degrees in sunny skies, same with you in Clyde River. Some badly needed rain is falling in central Newfoundland today, bringing hope to residents living under a state of emergency because of 2 out-of-control wildfires. The Paradise Lake and the Bay d'Espoir Highway wildfires now cover a combined area of 160 square kilometers. A provincial fire ban is in place and 4 regions are under a state of emergency over poor air quality. The fires have also closed the only highway for some southern communities where some grocery stores are already running low on supplies. Well, the Premier of Newfoundland and Labrador says recent weather has made a difference in battling the wildfires in the central part of the province. Andrew Fury says that much needed rain has been welcome and has allowed for them to reopen a vital corridor.
The Bay d'Espoir Highway servicing Costa Bays and the Canagra Peninsula is now passable. That may not be passable for long, and we're monitoring it regularly, but right now, given the smoke conditions, it is favorable to pass.
Fury says the 2 fires did grow overnight and now encompass an area of forest 200 square kilometers in size. Both fires are listed as out of control and have been burning all week. While to the west coast, fire crews in British Columbia are getting some help from the very same fire evacuees whose homes they're working to protect.
It's hard. It's been stressful because my husband's been away at work too, so a lot of this I've been doing on my own.
BC Wildfire Services says 160 firefighters from nearby fire departments are on the ground working to protect homes and businesses from the out-of-control Karamios Creek wildfire. A group of evacuees has been raising money to provide coffee, water, and snacks to the fire crews who are helping to protect their properties. One home has been lost, but BC Wildfire Services says it's managed to keep the fire away from other properties. Well, it's an age-old tradition preparing moose hide for leather, and as Sav Jonesa reports, it's being given new life at a Winnipeg camp.
Our goal is to get them to relax and soften into a beautiful, beautiful soft leather.
That's Carl Fraze, the land-based education coordinator for Peguis Consultation and Special Projects, explaining the gratifying goal of moose hide tanning. Peguis First Nation is putting on this traditional moose hide tanning camp in Fort Gibraltar, a historic park in Winnipeg, as part of their land-based education program.
I really get a kick out of seeing the work in new hands, because my part is to provide the opportunity, and the learning and the teaching is between the animal and the hands. All these people are going to learn much more from their hands than they're going to learn from me talking about it.
With its location in the city, the camp offers urban, Indigenous, and non-Indigenous people alike the rare opportunity to stretch, skin, and smoke this difficult but rewarding material.
I'm kind of shy to get in front of everybody and try it.
Tamis Tom has been hunting moose since she was a little girl, but could never find someone to teach her this cultural art.
There's not really anybody in our area who does it that I know of, and we've always gone moose hunting since we were little, and me and my family, we want to try bring it back.
The more people who do it, it will bring back a valuable cultural art that once was entirely ubiquitous. There was nobody living here who didn't know how to tan a moose hide. It's an honor to those moose, and it's an honor to those people who have been doing this art in this place forever.
Sab Jonesa, APTN National News, Winnipeg.
The next Moose Hide tanning camp will be taking place in Fort Gibraltar from August 17th till the 19th. Spots are still available if you happen to be here in Winnipeg. Well, we will have more tomorrow about the Saskatoon woman who went missing. Dawn Walker had her first court appearance on charges relating to the abduction of her 7-year-old son. Advocates and family and law enforcement searched for the pair for a week after her vehicle and belongings were found next to a Saskatchewan river. They have been located safely in Oregon. We'll have all that for you tomorrow. And that is a wrap on your news tonight. I'm Melissa Ridge, and thanks for joining us. We'll see you back here tomorrow. Have a great night.